Today we are reviewing an Andy Tower fragrance called Une Rose de Kandahar. I've had a 5ml miniature bottle for quite a while, but I've never got around to reviewing it. So I've been wearing this one recently, and we're gonna have a little bit of a chat about it. So as you might expect from the name, it is rose based. So it uses kind of a rare rose from Afghanistan, and yeah, so what I get from this, I mean, the first thing you smell is the rose. You get a rosy fragrance. It's kind of fresh, rosy, but it's got this, from the beginning, it's got just a hint of a warm sweetness and something that I would describe as cloudy-like, almost like cotton wool cloudy. It's got a soft, musky, kind of ethereal, bubbly, cloudy kind of aspect over the rose, with just hints of sweetness. Almond is listed as a note, and you get a little bit of a vibe of that for sure. It's not quite marzipan in the sense that that almond kind of thing can go into a marzipan direction. It's not full on in that direction, but you get kind of a vibe of, like I say, the slightly sweet almondy thing. There's tonka in here. You get a little bit of that kind of woody sweetness of the tonka. So there is sweetness, and the rose is there, the muskiness is there. It's warm. It's almost subtly spiced in the way that it comes across. And it's a very inviting opening. When I first started to wear this, I actually found it a little bit sharp, and I didn't like it. It was kind of sharp and abrasive to my nose. The more that I kind of got used to it and the more that I wore it, the less I found it that. I actually kind of find it a little bit more rounded and, like I say, cloudy-like or almost cotton wool-like in effect, which is interesting. I don't know why my perceptions of that changed kind of so much, because I really, to be honest, didn't like it when I first smelled it or first tried it out. But yeah, I enjoy it a lot more now. I actually think it's very pleasant, it's very nice. It's got a nice balance of the rose aspect along with the sweetness and the muskiness. It's nicely balanced, I would say, in the opening. Natural apricot is listed as a top note. To me, it's not overly fruity. I'm not sure I can definitively say that I could pick up apricot, but like I say, there is a sweetness there, but to me, I'm not sure I would pinpoint it as apricot, but it's in the notes. There are notes of leather and tobacco, and I don't smell either of those at any point in this fragrance. I don't get anything that smells like leather. I don't really get tobacco vibes on my skin personally. It's just, I don't kind of get that. Maybe skin chemistry dependent, maybe, or the way that your memories are kind of associated with different things. For me, I don't quite pick those out personally. In my notes, I've written a few times that it comes across cozy and intimate. It's kind of huggable, cozy, kind of a little bit sensual, this kind of soft, cloudy sweetness enveloping the rose. Gives it this kind of very warm, cuddly kind of feeling. It's very pleasant. If I can imagine if a woman was wearing this and you gave her a hug, you would kind of want to nuzzle your nose into her neck to smell more of it. It's got this kind of like sensual, kind of cozy quality to it that's quite huggable, I guess. From time to time in certain places, I got something that reminded me just a little bit of Play-Doh, and that could be the tonka aspect of it. But yeah, you get this kind of Play-Doh-like smell from time to time. Not all the time. I kind of felt like I got a vibe of it sometimes, and then it would go away and then come back. So sometimes you get a little bit of a Play-Doh thing, but that can come across through materials like tonka. They have this kind of side effect of smelling a little bit Play-Doh-like sometimes. As it dries down, I get more of the sweetness, kind of this musky, like I say, this musky, cloudy, cotton woolly kind of vibe. It goes through into the dry down. You get this musky dry down, sweetened with tonka, and this vanillic kind of musky kind of dry down, I would say. And that's kind of how it fades out as the rose kind of drifts away and departs. Although the rose is actually quite long lasting in this, I would say only in the last hour or two is more of this kind of musky kind of sweetness, and you lose the kind of rosy quality that this has. It's not overly like rose heavy. For me, the rose is, like I say, balanced, I would say, with the musky quality, with the sweet quality of the things like the tonka and other elements, not just tonka, but yeah, you get this kind of balance where the rose isn't completely dominating. It's actually balanced quite well with the kind of sweet elements. In terms of performance for this one, I would say 6 hours longevity before you might consider reapplying it. Although the projection sillage seemed close on my skin, I kind of have to be within kind of this range to kind of pick it up even after first applying. But bear in mind, I'm not spraying it, I am dabbing it with a bottle that's just like that. It may project better with a spray of a full bottle. In my experience of using the miniature, it does sit closer to the skin. The sillage, the projection is really like quite intimate and close to the body. But it's nice, I like it, I've enjoyed wearing it. I think maybe possibly might smell better on a woman. I think it's completely unisex, but it's got this kind of huggable, sensual, warm, cozy kind of quality that's, I think a woman would pull it off maybe a little bit better than a guy. I think this could be pulled off all year round, including summer and winter, everything in between. I think you could wear it casually in the daytime, you could wear it out on a date, you could wear it out to pretty much any occasion. I think fairly versatile. You could probably even pull it off in an office environment at work if you didn't overspray it. If you only sprayed like 1 or 2 sprays, I'm sure it would be fine. Although it's sweet, it's not cloying. Cloying fragrances should not be at work. But because this one is close, it's more intimate in the projection and the sillage, you're not going to knock people out, and it's not cloying, I think it would be fine for work. In general, I would say it's very versatile, very easy to wear. And if I was going to buy a second tower fragrance, this would probably be the one that I would pick so far. I'll see how the miniature goes. The only thing I will say about the miniature bottles is that they have a habit of evaporating. I've got 2 of them, and both of them evaporate. One evaporated completely. This one is kind of, it's not quite as fast, but it's definitely disappearing from the bottle when I'm not using it. The lid part of it is like this little plastic screw-on thing that really doesn't seal very well. And yeah, keep an eye on it if you own the miniatures. Just make sure yours isn't evaporating like mine. So just be a little bit aware of that, I would say. Altogether, if you like a more kind of cozy, warm, cuddly, kind of musky rose that's sweetened, then you might really enjoy this one. I've enjoyed wearing it. I will continue to wear it out until the miniature is empty. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts. I will see you soon with another video. Take care, everyone. Bye.
One time he disappeared for 2 or 3 days. When he came back, they asked him where he'd been, and he said, "Oh, just sailing."